chart lands on your desk. The numbers don't look right. They don't add up. It's got your name on it, but this isn't your work. Then the boss leans in and says, trust me, we do this all the time. Just sign it. Your stomach drops. This isn't right. None of it feels right. Your spidey sense is buzzing. Your heart is pounding. Over my 30 plus years of physio, bouncing between hospitals, sports clinics, and private practice, I've seen this playing out too many times. Good physios pulled into sketchy business without even realizing it. I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus. I'm here to give you a map through the minefield. Protect your license, protect your sanity, and protect your reputation. In this video, we're uncovering 3 traps every physio needs to spot: dodgy billing, misused credentials, and sneaky transparency tricks. And stick around the bonus section and I'll share the secrets of that quiet but toxic culture that hits you, especially when you're the new guy. So here's the gut check. If you were asked to sign something you couldn't proudly explain to your grandma, would you do it? Grab your coffee, let's get into it, and let's make sure that you stay a physio, not a fraud. Major idea number 1, avoid billing fraud in physiotherapy. Notes are your armor. Clinics are chasing dollars, and when you're the new physio, it's easy to feel like you have to go along with it. That's when billing fraud sneaks in. 2 big flavors of billing fraud in physio are upcoding, turning simple treatments into complex ones on paper, and phantom sessions, billing for visits that never happened. I remember the time my boss slid an invoice across the desk at me and said, sign it, we need the numbers. My heart was racing. I thought of all the ways I could justify it, but then it hit me. My name on a dodgy bill? No way. That temptation to fudge things often creeps in during quiet moments when you don't feel the heat yet. I didn't sign it. My boss was furious. Another physio had to step in. That was their problem. And that heavy feeling, that sticks. And standing your ground once plants the seed. That quiet confidence says, next time, you can trust your gut. Your notes aren't just paperwork. They're your armor. In fact, that's my first book. They prove what you did, when you did it, and how. They're your professional identity, your proof of honesty. Think of them as an email thread. If things blow up, they show exactly what happened and when. Patients don't read them, but auditors, lawyers, and insurers certainly will. Skimp on your notes, and it's like leaving your password on a sticky note on the monitor. Eventually, someone's going to bite you. And trust me, one day you'll be involved with something messy. Everyone is. And everyone, I mean everyone, will be reading your notes. So solid documentation doesn't just protect you, it proves you're trustworthy. So how do you stay out of trouble? Never sign off on care you didn't provide or supervise. Prioritize active rehab over padding sessions with passive treatments that add little value. That was this video here. And when it comes to billing, keep it simple. Only charge for what you actually did, nothing more, nothing less. I know this sounds stupid to say out loud, but it really happens. Physios lose their license over this stuff all the time. And here's a practical strategy. Audit yourself. Make sure you understand what's being billed under your name. Check the codes match what you actually did. And if something doesn't feel right, speak up. Curiosity is good. Turning a blind eye, not so good. Every time you double check your work or take the time to do things right, you're not just protecting your license, you're showing you're solid, honest, and competent. Say it with me. Physios document truth. Physios earn trust. Billing fraud is like paying for dessert you didn't order. Credentials misuse? That's like a stranger hijacking your Uber Eats account and eating on your dime. Major idea number 2, physical therapy credential misuse. Don't risk fake physio. In physio, quotas and tight reimbursements can tempt clinics into bending the rules. That's where credential misuse sneaks in. If you feel pressure to stretch treatments unnecessarily or let someone unlicensed do the work under your name, well, that's padding sessions, overusing passive treatments. It happens slowly. One time, fresh out of school, my boss asked me to pad some bill, just tack on some extra time. On paper, it looked harmless. The patient would never know. The insurer would just pay up, and I could have just shrugged it off. But deep down, I knew it wasn't right. And at that moment, I said no. I felt like my own Spike Lee movement, do the right thing, or Google's old mantra, don't be evil. That decision became my line in the sand, and looking back, it was a choice that kept me grounded. These compromises start small. A few extra minutes, someone else writing your notes because you're too busy. Those little shortcuts pile up, and before you know it, your name is tied to care you didn't deliver. Physio isn't about getting rich, maximizing billable hours. It's about improving lives. That's the real win. Your job isn't stringing patients along for endless care to maximize their insurance benefits. Some providers, chiropractors get accused of this a lot, some providers turn treatment into a subscription model. But real physio, it's about getting patients better, independent, and discharged. Document those real life wins, ones that anyone can understand. Like when a patient tells you they can carry groceries pain-free, or they can climb the stairs with more confidence, or they're finally getting back to work. That's the scoreboard that matters. To keep playing the game the right way, you've got to protect yourself. So stay safe. Guard your license like gold, stick to your scope of practice, focus on functional goals like activities of daily living, gait, balance, not vague symptoms that never resolve. Use simple positive language, puts the patient first, avoid jargon that makes them feel fragile. Your words can build resilience or reinforce their fear, so choose wisely, my friend. But once the sales pitches sneak in, that's when patients lose their trust, and that's the next trap you've got to spot. Major idea number 3, dodgy physical therapy sales tactics, protecting patient trust. When money gets tight, honesty blurs, and that's when dodgy sales tactics creep in. You won't see the mustache-twirling villain or the well-dressed evil guy with a cat. They're subtle, vague invoices, prepaid packages patients don't need, or upselling products that barely help. Most physios don't notice. It's not just the money, it's how your role quietly shifts. The moment you sound more like a salesperson than a clinician, the patients notice. Patient trust is everything. I've had a patient ask me straight up, why should I trust you? My answer is simple, because I'm honest with you, and honest advice builds trust. I once worked at a clinic where the boss pushed us to sell more products, even shoe orthotics to a shoulder patient. TENS machines to everyone because insurance covers it. I said nope. Patients don't come for the gimmicks, they come for straight answers. Skip the sales pitches. Patients respect you more when they know you've got their back. Think of it like being a barista. People don't want to buy mugs or the bear or any of that other junk. They want a good cup of coffee. In physio, your coffee is the honest, functional care, not upselling useless merch. How to protect patient trust? Communicate plainly. Avoid jargon. Set clear expectations and resist upselling. Be upfront about costs before treatment starts. Say something like, here's what today's session covers, here's what the cost, here's why. 30 seconds up front saves hours of awkward explanations later. Keep a mental checklist. Necessary versus nice to have. If you wouldn't recommend it to your grandma, don't push it on your patients. Dodgy invoices leave a paper trail that will come back to bite you. And since you're stuck with me this far, this is your bonus, the silent culture that traps the new guy, because we've all been the new guy. Bonus point, see something, say something, speaking up in PT. The most damaging fraud isn't on paper, it's not money, it's pretending you're fine when you're not. Too often, when you're the new guy, you stay quiet, you swallow your doubts, you push through until the burnout hits. I know the silence, sleepless nights, that knot in your stomach, that voice asking, is this the right place for me? Caring is proof you belong. It's what keeps you grounded. And remember, every time you change jobs, you're the new guy all over again. I once worked at a busy clinic. At first, I was dazzled by the big, bright rooms and the shiny equipment and smiles everywhere, but then it didn't take long for reality to hit. There were red flags everywhere, constant pressure to sell, bend rules, chase easy cash. At first, I stayed quiet. I didn't want to rock the boat. But then it hit me. This isn't the kind of physio I wanted to be a part of. So I spoke up. And yes, ultimately I changed jobs, but I walked away on my terms with my head held high. I always think of that Janis Joplin singing Bobby McGee. Silence can spiral into thinking, am I a fraud? That thought lingers. Silence doesn't just hurt you, it shapes the clinic culture. Red flags multiply when nobody speaks up. Toxic habits spread like mold, slow, silent, and everywhere. So keep your eyes open and listen to your gut. And don't carry it alone. Start by talking to somebody about your concerns. Build a support network, mentors, other PTs, people you trust, and check in regularly, even a quick coffee chat. Talking it out clears mental clutter and keeps you grounded. Remember, we're social animals, and people have been talking for a long, long time. Boundaries matter. Feeling guilty for taking a break? Well, breathe. Recovery isn't laziness, it's strategy. Rest helps you come back stronger, more aware, and at your best. Say it with me. Rest, reset, and refocused. Rest, reset, and refocused. Warning lights aren't a weakness. They're signals to fix the problem before it blows up. After all that shady billing, sales pressure, and silent suffering, you got to realize you're not hired to be a salesman or a fraud. You're hired to be a physio. Follow your gut, speak up when something feels off, and do the right thing, and you'll never feel like a fraud. The takeaway here is that billing fraud, credential misuse, and dodgy sales tactics aren't just shady business moves. They're traps that make you doubt yourself. And add that culture of silence, and you see how good physios get burned out or trapped in situations that they never signed up for. Now you've got a roadmap to spot these red flags, protect your integrity, and be the physio that patients genuinely trust. If this little rant hits home, well, that's why I make these videos. Stay a physio, not a fraud. My 2 books are now available at Amazon. What They Don't Teach You About Documentation in Physiotherapy School, a short how-to manual for successful daily note templates, and From Injury to Recovery Through Exercise, simple functional exercise progressions for physiotherapists to restore lifting, standing, walking. Thank you for your support. You're going to love this video, and let the subscribe button be your portal to more adventures. Thank you.